to know what stops a lot of experts from starting in on writing their prescriptive nonfiction book, the one that they want to establish their authority and their credibility in their niche and to serve their ideal reader and to, make people's lives easier. They don't actually know which of their topic, and they usually have 5, 10 topics that they want to write about or could write about that they should actually choose. So the other day I was talking to an expert, and she was an expert in the field of nonprofit and local community building services. Like, she helped people establish goals and get grant writing, get grants for their business. And she wanted to write a book to this audience so they could use her framework and make good things happen for their organization and their communities. And we sat down and she started listing all of the ideas that she had for a book. And she was so passionate and enthusiastic. And she said, one, I want to write a novel about some important women throughout history in the United States during particular events. And I want to write a children's book about gospel music. And I want to write a funny book about how to write grants for newbies. And she just had a whole bunch of seemingly random ideas. And there was only one idea that stood out to me. Maybe, the same thing stood out to you, the funny book about writing grants for newbies, because it related to what she did in her business and how she wanted to help people with her book. And, like a lot of entrepreneurs, she just had all these great interests and all of these things that she wanted to explore in the world, which is all well and good. But if the outcome that you're after is writing a book that will serve your reader and make their life easier and solve a very particular problem for them and bring them into your world and, bring right fit clients into you and grow your business, then, why would you be writing about a novel for, about women throughout American history? It just, it wouldn't make sense. And so it's so easy to look at other people's topics and think, yeah, it's clearly that, not this. But it's harder when it's your own topics that you could write. So I think one of the best ways to choose a topic, a book topic, is to put it through the filter, your book ideas, that a traditional publishing house would use. So when a traditional publishing house is evaluating a book idea, and they evaluate a book idea based on the book proposal that an agent or client submits to them, they're asking 4 questions. They're evaluating everything on that book proposal with 4 filters. And the first one is, what is this book about? You think that's a no-brainer? The number of people out there who write books that I read, I have no idea what they're about. They're like, what is this book about? Number 2, why does this book need to be written right now? In this day and age, at this stage of our, society's development, or in this world, global atmosphere, or, national atmosphere, why does this book need to be written right now? And then they're asking, why does this book need to be written by you? What is your relevance to this topic that you're addressing in your book? Then they are asking, who is going to buy this book, right? They want to know what specific readers are out there that is going to buy this book. So you got to know your reader really, really well before you sit down and write a book. And you've got to be able to answer some very, very specific questions about your reader. It's like, who is your reader? And what is it that your reader wants more than anything out there? And what does your reader think is getting in the way of getting that particular outcome that they're after? And then what do you think they're doing or thinking or saying that needs to be changed in order to get the thing that they want, in order to get the solution to the problem, right? You got to be able to answer those questions. And if you can't answer those questions, then you got to kind of go back to the drawing board and consider the topic and the reader before you start in on that. Then we got to come back to your relevance, because don't forget that traditional publishing house is also thinking, well, why does this person, why do you need to be writing this book? Why should anybody listen to you? What is your relevance? If you don't have a relevance in this market, if this is not what you're selling on a day-to-day basis in your business, something related to this topic, then like we don't understand why you're writing this book on this particular topic. For instance, if you're a lawyer who helps other lawyers establish or build a book of business full of ideal clients, like, and that's how you make your money, why would you write a book about loneliness? Like, how is that related to what you do for a living? Yeah, lawyers, maybe you're lonely, and a lot of lawyers are probably lonely, but why are you the expert on loneliness for attorneys? Like, I don't know, maybe you are, but, and how is that relevant to how you engage with your clients already? It's like, you gotta know who this reader is, how they feel, what's getting in their way, before you speak to a solution in a prescriptive nonfiction book. So if you're hesitating, run it through that filter. And I'm wondering if you wouldn't identify the obvious topic that you've been talking about writing from the mix of doesn't make sense given the outcome you're after topics.